joining me, Claire Baker, former clutterholic, founder of clutterclearing.net, bringing you my weekly vlog about my own clutter clearing journey, which is my weight loss clutter clearing journey. I decided to record this from the other end of my garden today. The sun is completely in my face, so my glasses are almost certainly completely blacked out, but it's actually turning out to be quite a nice morning. It was raining earlier this morning, much needed for the garden. Of course, typical after I've watered the garden and filled up the water butts from the tap because they were completely empty. It goes and rains, but I don't think it was really enough to fill them again. Oh, I think they've just flown off. My starlings have come for breakfast. I've just put the bird food out, so they're all quite excited. Get a slightly different view here. As I've probably said before, my garden's kind of cut into two. There's one room up the other end that you normally see, which is the pond, the water area. And this end is kind of my formal veg patch area. So you can see my veg patch there. The irony is I'm not quite sure what those green plants are. I sowed seeds for broccoli, cauliflower and Brussels sprouts, because those are the things that we eat a lot of. Oh, and French beans at the side. But I don't know what those ones in the middle are. So it's like a magical mystery tour during the summer months to see what actually comes up. You can also see my sunflowers. I always did sunflowers with Frank, my father-in-law, every year. He'd have three, I'd have three, each one representing myself, Keith, my husband, and one for Frank. So I always have sunflowers in the garden. I love sunflowers anyway, so they were my wedding flower. So yeah, so slightly different view this week. So how have you got on with your journey over the last week? I am really surprised. I have lost 3 pounds, which offsets, I think, the weight I put on last week. Really surprised, because I feel like I've eaten a lot. Or my tracker, my app, I have gone over on calories, I have gone over on carbs. However, ladies will understand, it's that time of the month, that it's been that week where I've just had huge carb cravings. Really good, didn't actually give in to the carbs, but I ate a lot of nuts and raisins, which when you eat a whole packet at a time, that shoots up the carbs. But I think as well it kind of has made me realise that actually when my body's craving it, it's because it's using it. So my body clearly burnt off all of the fat and the carbs and the calories that were in the. I think I ate about 3 packets over the course of the week. So yeah, still got to be careful though, because I never know. It could have a delayed effect. It could have an effect next week. I'm gonna be good this week. Was good over the weekend. My husband and I went to see a band called ELO, Electric Light Orchestra, at Wembley Stadium on Saturday. Absolutely amazing. He was almost in tears. He was so emotional. He'd wanted to see them in 1978. I kept reminding him that I would have only been about 4 at that point, because I was born the end of the year, so at the end of 73. So yeah, I would have only been about 4 years old when he wanted to see them in 1978. So he saw them this time, and he was really quite emotional. It was fantastic. But it meant that we didn't eat in the evening. We did go and see mother-in-law for lunch, took a salad in. So it was a low food day, if you like, on Thursday. What was really interesting, and this kind of comes under the feedback and learning section, if you like, of my week, we met up with his cousin beforehand, who was also going to the concert, sitting somewhere else, but yeah, we met up with his cousin and a friend in a pub just outside Wembley Stadium. And my husband, you know, he likes his beer, so I said, well, you know, have a drink. He doesn't drink a lot, so have a drink, I'll drive. Now, normally he drives, but because it was obviously a special occasion, he was like, are you sure, are you sure? Well, I don't drink alcohol anymore. And it was really interesting to see the reaction of his cousin, because his cousin kept saying, go on, just have a shandy. Just have a small one. And I was like, I said, no, I don't want alcohol. I don't enjoy drinking alcohol anymore. I find my body really reacts to it. And then he was saying, well, just have a Coke, just have a lemonade. I said, no, I don't want to, because the sugar in it, really, I don't like it. All I want is either plain water or sparkling water or black tea. That is all I drink. Actually, all I drink is sparkling water or black tea. And it really was interesting that he clearly wasn't comfortable with the fact that I wasn't drinking. And he said it several times, and then I turned around to him and I said, Steve, if I was an alcoholic, you wouldn't be trying to encourage me to drink. I said, so just pretend I'm an alcoholic. And he said, yeah, fair enough. But it is interesting, and I was really proud of myself because in the past I would have kind of, given in, been persuaded, and it was in my mind of, no, I don't want alcohol. I know I get a headache, even on just a small glass of wine. I don't want to have a headache tomorrow. I want to enjoy the moment. I can enjoy events and things without alcohol. Just like last week, I realised I didn't enjoy the cream tea. I didn't enjoy the scones when we were down in Cornwall. And I really don't enjoy alcohol anymore. I might have a Pimm's. We're having a barbecue here in a few weeks' time with friends and family. And I might have a Pimm's, see how I get on with the Pimm's, because that's quite a nice refreshing drink from memory. But I haven't had a Pimm's for, well, I probably had one last year. So again, and if I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't have to drink it. But wine, not interested. Gin and tonic, not interested. Rum and Coke, oh, you see, rum and Coke I used to drink a lot of when I was in South America. It'd have to be Guyanese rum, and it's very hard to get Guyanese rum here in the UK. XM rum, so that's probably a good thing. You can get it in Shepherd's Bush, or you used to be able to get it in Shepherd's Bush Market. But again, I wouldn't go to the effort of going to Shepherd's Bush Market in London in order to buy a bottle of rum just to have a rum. Beer I've never been into, so yeah. So again, it's an interesting shift, an interesting feedback and learning from this week. Yeah. I also had a bit of an unsettling week emotionally. I had a challenge during the week. My father contacted me, wanted to meet up, and I'm being very clear in terms of not meeting up until we deal with some of the issues. Or he deals with some of the issues that we have in our relationship. And that unsettled me for a day. Really was playing on my mind. But again, feedback and learning, the way that I am handling these things, it's no longer an emotional roller coaster. It's a bit of a dip, and then back on the level. And I think that's testament to the confidence, the self-confidence that I've gained while I've been on my journey. Plus, I'm sure the TRE, which ultimately is a stress management exercise, means that I have much more of a steady mood rather than real highs and lows. I react better. I still react. My initial response when I saw his email was to cry and cry to my husband. Luckily my husband was working from home, went down and talked to him, and but again within, I don't know, an hour, a couple of hours, I was okay. And that is a significant shift, able to manage my responses and my emotions much better. Not ignoring them, not trying to switch emotions off, going with it, doing the crying, but then recovering quicker, more easily, and getting things in perspective. So yeah, again, a really valuable feedback and learning. What about my other success factors? Support. My husband did his second TRE session last Thursday, which was good. I really think that's going to be good for him. Nice, it's something as well that we're doing. Counselling obviously continues. Got counselling this evening so that will be good. Again, never really aware of necessarily issues that need talking about at the counselling, but still a very valuable hour, and I'm sure it does things. As with my clients often say to me, it's not necessarily how much I do or how much I say. It can just be one thing that I say during our sessions that makes the difference, that clicks. It's like a seed that's been sown. Exactly the same for me with my support and my counselling. Time, yeah, it's a bit frustrating because this time last year I was losing weight much quicker, but A, I had more weight to lose, B, my calorie intake was higher, so in a way it didn't matter so much if this time last year I was eating blocks of red Leicester cheese as a snack. Don't do that now. Because that would just take me too high in terms of the calories. Although yesterday was a particularly sunny day, and I was wearing a pair of shorts, a brand called Manta Ray, so they were really quite nice and colourful and funky. They were a pair of shorts that I took on holiday last year in May when my husband and I went to the Maldives, and I couldn't get them on. And I wore them yesterday and they were too big. Still wore them. I'm going to enjoy that feeling of clothes are too big. Yeah, they'll definitely have to go at the end of this summer. But again, this concept of time, of realising, yeah, sometimes it feels frustrating that I'm not at the goal that I want to be at yet after sort of 18 months. But then I'm now in a position where I can compare back to this time last year. And it's something that I make my clients with their physical clutter check in with often, in terms of, yes, it may have been a frustrating week, but look at where you were 3 months ago. 3 months ago, you didn't have that clear room. I can help you clear your clutter so that you have at least one clear room in 3 months. Now, some people go, gosh, you know, can't I do it in a few days? Can't we just blitz it? Don't blitz it. Just like a crash diet, doesn't last. But more importantly, you're going to have one clear room in 3 months. You didn't have a clear room 3 months ago. So like for me, time is frustratingly slow, but I am closer to my goal now than I was 3 months ago. So again, got to be patient. If there's anything about going on a personal journey of change, it's patience is important. Doing the doing. Equally surprised that I didn't that I lost £3 this week, because I went swimming last Thursday, then I didn't go swimming the rest of the week just because I was so exhausted with my body doing what it was doing. Didn't go to the gym either last week on Wednesday or Friday. Did go swimming yesterday morning, did my 50 lengths, and then went to the gym last night. We didn't cycle, we went in the van because my husband was back home late from work. He wasn't going to go. So again, buddying up is a good thing to do. So yeah, definitely felt it after the gym yesterday. And felt good going swimming in the morning. It's kind of set me up for the day. I didn't go swimming this morning because I wanted my cooked breakfast before my husband left for work. We had breakfast together. So, but again, I'm aiming to go swimming in the morning 3 mornings a week. So anything above that is a bonus. And then the method, yeah, planning my meals. Wasn't quite so great this week at that, because Saturday, going to my mother-in-law's for lunch on our way to the concert meant that I hadn't planned for having a salad. We had salad and peppered mackerel. Oh, it's lovely. And strawberries and raspberries and blueberries with clotted cream for dessert. But so I didn't really manage to track my calories and my intake. But hey, you know, I lost. So I obviously didn't do any real damage with the salad. So those are my 5 success factors, as always, this week. Happy with the way that it's going. Yeah, feel almost as if my summer has kick-started now, because the weight loss is happening again. definitely plateaued, not yo-yoed. Marisa will tell me off if I say yo-yoed. I have definitely plateaued for the last few months, but I feel like there's been a shift, a significant shift, and my comfort zone has changed, and therefore I'm not taking comfort from food in the same way that I used to. My comfort now is spending time in the garden, pottering, and reading, doing quite a lot of reading, which is great. There's nothing on the telly worth watching. So again, these journeys are about change, and we have to be ready and open to changing if we want to get meaningful, lasting changes in our lives. And that applies to the weight, and it applies to physical clutter in our home. So yeah, a good week. Do let me know how you've got on, as always, and I shall see you same time, same place next week. Have a good week. Take care. Bye bye.